You guys are a lot more influential than you realize, okay? You are up against a lot more opposition than you realize. You are up against a lot more opposition than you realize. I literally tried to start this video and it just wasn't working. Okay, it just wasn't working. So I know for a fact that this message is supposed to reach very powerful, influential individuals. Okay, you are in this space where you may have noticed that you were up against a lot more opposition than you realize in terms of your mental and emotional space. You could be noticing that you are having mental fog. I'm getting something about you being a vlogger or a blogger or someone who basically has like an influence in the space of showing people like your lifestyle, what you do, things like that. I'm also getting a carnival vlogger, so you go around to different carnival festivals and things like that. You could be someone who wears costumes, things like that, parades, all that kind of thing. I'm also getting still pan as well, so it's getting very tropical, very Caribbean, very I'm also hearing South American sort of that sort of thing. Okay, you could be in a space where you've been having a lot of conflict when it comes to your mental health has been affected a lot lately. You could be noticing that you've been yo-yoing. Okay, so 1 minute you're good, next minute your mental health is out the window. So when you're good, okay, when you're bad, it's bad. You could be noticing that you are having a lot more bouts of doubt and imposter syndrome, and I'm also hearing Debbie Downer. So you could have noticed that people maybe in your social group are classing you as this, or saying that you're a lot more melancholy or a lot more pessimistic than you usually are. There's something here about this. So you could notice that your mental health has not just been affecting you just on an individual scale, but it's affecting your social groups and even to the point of work. I'm also hearing that some of you have had to take extra days off work, like mental health days off work or well-being days off of work, for those of you that in your career they offer that. I'm also hearing that some of you have had to seek therapy and counseling to some degree because of how intense the mental interference has got. Okay, this is all a ploy to stop you from doing what it is that in your hearts of hearts you truly want to do. Okay, because some of you are some powerful individuals with some powerful purposes and with some powerful ancestors backing you and with some powerful bloodlines. Okay, and at the minute there's just been a lot of interference. Some of you could have been in this space where you feel like you're not getting any assistance from like the higher ups, your spirit team, source, things like that. It's due to the interference. So what I'm hearing spirit say is that they are giving you messages in different forms, more in a physical format. So that's through videos like this, tarot readings like this, or prophetic messages, or through another person who is more open and aligned, or who can receive, who hasn't got so much interference going on, through day-to-day interactions, through books, things like that. Okay, there's other means as to how the messages that you are supposed to receive to help you along your journey are being given to you and delivered to you. Okay, I am feeling that some of you are in a space where you are picking up on a lot of evil eye. Okay, there's something here about you elevating to your sovereign frequency. Usually what is being shown to me is when you've hit the level of your sovereign frequency, where it's a thing where lower vibrational energies cannot get to you or penetrate or influence your auric field or your energetic field whatsoever. Some of you are moving to that frequency, and I feel like even though all of this stuff is going on, it's almost as if it's a test of your resilience, but it's also a test to see like how you are handling these situations like head on. Is it a thing where you are allowing it to take you down, or are you in a process of like you're being the observer, you're moving through the energy? Okay, I kind of feel like things are naturally kind of just shifting by themselves without you having to do much. But at the same time, I also feel like as if it's a thing where some of you are aware that these are like negative interferences and influences, and you are in the space of actually observing them as opposed to making them mean anything. And if you're not, this is exactly the space that you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to be in a space of observing like the interference and being in a space of saying, okay, I see it, I acknowledge it, but I'm not going to make it mean that this is who I am. There's something here about, there's a certain level of evil eye coming from some people that you are not aware of. Okay, I'm also feeling that some of the evil eye that is being directed towards you is coming from people that have recently had some kind of, I'm getting like a whiff, you know, like sometimes you might be passing like a restaurant and you get a whiff of what the restaurant is preparing, say like it's a pizza or it's Chinese or it's Indian or whatever it is. It's like a whiff. It's almost as if like these individuals that are sending the evil eye to you, I'm getting like a group. Okay, it might be a cult group as well. Some of you have ascended from certain mystery schools is also what I'm getting to. Okay, you've gone a level up. I'm also hearing a level up on your degree or something like that. But it's almost as if they've got a whiff of your success, or they've got a whiff of you succeeding or going to a higher level, higher than them, that they're not necessarily happy with. Now, whether they're sending this to you intentionally or unintentionally, it's still being sent to you. And I feel for the most part, it is intentional. Okay. I'm also hearing for those of you that have done rituals where you've put people in the freezer. If you have rituals that have been put in the freezer longer than 3 months, you need to take it out, burn it, and then redo it. Okay, is also what I'm hearing for those of you that are into that. Okay, it's basically where you freeze people's intentions against you. So if you are into that and you have done that, it's time to clear out your freezer, get rid of all of that, burn it, and then redo it. Okay, for another 3 to 6 months, however you want to do it. Okay. That's for those of you that catch my drift. But I also kind of feel like this may have this, I feel like they do not, because now I'm starting to get a headache. So headaches could be significant, like one-sided headaches could be significant. Okay, left side or right side. Throbbing in the head as well. I'm also getting things about you feeling lethargic, you being in a space where you don't want to get up, you don't want to do anything. And also for some of you, it's been going on for like months, maybe even years now. It's just like you just haven't had the energy. I am seeing that some of you have maybe been in a space where you have tried to move forward, you've tried to take steps forward, but you can't. It's like you just can't get out of this funk. Okay, it's the interference they're playing with you. Okay, they're trying to mess with you. So here is the advice: you need to stand your ground. Okay, you need to be in a space of just taking little steps instead of being in the space of being like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why am I like this? Why can't I get this done? All of this stuff, all of these things, so on and so forth. Right? You need to be in the space of being the observer. Okay, I see it, I acknowledge it, I'm not going to make it mean anything. If I feel like I need some extra rest today and I don't feel like doing anything, okay. There is a natural ebb and flow to your life and to how you move, okay? And right now, for some of you, there is this call for baby steps, like micro miniature steps. Okay, so even if it's a thing where you actually get out of bed and literally plant your 2 feet on the floor, that is a victory. If you manage to get up and make your bed, that is a victory. If you manage to actually have the energy and you've come out of a state of like, I'm hearing depression, where you actually feel okay to go and brush your teeth, that is a victory. If you actually manage to come out of your house, that is a victory. If you manage to even get one part of an assignment done that you've been procrastinating on for a little while, that is a victory. If you've chose to move in a different direction, completely come out of your comfort zone, that within itself is a victory. It's about focusing on the little victories. Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry, that was a victory. Okay, so you being in a space of just allowing yourself to move through what it is that you're moving through is literally going to be one of the biggest moving points for you. Okay, it's almost as if it's like, I don't want to say the word push through, but it's almost as if I'm getting like, this too shall pass. So as much as it may, confirmation, but as much as it may feel devastating, as much as it may feel like you're in the space where it's like you can't take it no more. It's like I'm seeing some of you being in a space where you're hearing all of these things in your mind and you're like, I just can't. And no matter how much you're trying to think positive, it's like you are just being bombarded with thought forms. Yeah, evil eye. They don't want you to see your potential, okay? And there are certain people that don't want you to see your potential. Now, I was getting Italy, so some of you could be Italian, or some of you are looking to study abroad or work abroad in Italy, okay? Or there's something that's something to do with Italy where you're either supposed to be relocating or moving from there. For some of you that are moving from the place, moving from Italy, or however way it goes, there's been some, I'm hearing like negative advances to stop you from moving or stop you from going, okay? But you are meant to go, because what I'm seeing is that you've put in to go, or you're in a space of going. However, it's almost as if it's like there's so much interference, it's making you doubt your original decision. And usually I'm seeing that if usually like when there is interference, you kind of take it as a no. But what I'm getting is that it has nothing to do with it being the no. This is something you're supposed to do, but there is something that is trying to stop you from doing this because it knows it's going to allow you to catapult to the next level. It's about to be very beneficial to you in many ways, okay? So stick to the plan. If it still feels right for you to move, even though you are going through all these interferences, just keep going, okay? Because there's like a pathway that's going to come out of this. That's like, I'm just seeing like a light at the end of a light at the end of the tunnel. I can feel the resistance in this reading. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, right? I can feel the resistance in this reading. Anyway, Italy is significant. A pasta. I was also getting pasta, okay? So I know obviously pasta is very significant to Italy as well. I also heard tahini, so tahini dressings. Someone could be putting it on their food, or is this something you've recently got into, or this is something you should incorporate into your diet, or something that you should try. And the funny thing is today, when I was getting ready, and I was in my mirror, I literally heard arigato, which I believe is thank you in Japanese. Arigato. So, you could be Japanese. There's something here about being thankful as well. When I did look up the word, it did say aru meant something rare, okay, or something special, okay, when it came down to the etymology of the word. So there could be something here about the aspect of you being a very rare individual, kind of like what I was picking up, okay? But Japanese could be significant. You could be going to Japan, or you could be moving from Japan to a different city, and there's a lot of interference. There's something here about you learning Japanese, possibly, or you've been discouraged about learning Japanese is another thing that's coming in, where maybe you've been doing it, but all of a sudden it's like you've hit a stop. I'm almost getting like someone's been learning the language and they finally get to a point where they feel like they're getting fluent, and I'm seeing someone have an interaction with someone who is like a native Japanese individual, and noticing that the conversation is not flowing how they thought it was flowing, because they thought they had picked up the fluency of it, and that's disheartened you. Don't allow that to dishearten you, okay? Especially because I'm seeing that someone maybe has been studying the language for about 2 years, 1 to 2 years is what I'm seeing. So don't allow that to dishearten you. So there's something, and it doesn't have to just be specifically to Japanese, the Japanese language or Japan. But I am seeing that you are in a space where it's like you may be learning other languages or multiple languages, and this could have occurred. But Japan and Japanese is significant, okay? Some of you are going to work in Japan. Some of you are moving from Japan to work in other destinations, okay? I'm also getting Colombia. So there's quite a few things here. And I'm also getting for the fact that because there's something here about you radiating and shining different. There's a certain glow to you that individuals see, okay? Your way of viewing the world is very different. You pick up on the subtleties of what's going on before it's even announced, okay? And that could be in the news, that could be in the workplace. You feel the subtle shifts before they happen, okay? You could be someone who considers themselves a seer. So this is kind of what I'm getting, and because of this, it's almost as if like you are a target, because your abilities are only getting stronger. Like the gifts that you have is only getting stronger. And I'm also hearing that there is something within your DNA that is being unlocked. Okay, there is something that your ancestors have granted permission for, like a particular gift or certain level of knowledge, because you have stayed dedicated. Okay, I'm seeing something here about ancestral rites. I'm also hearing ancestral ruins as well. There's something about going back home to the land of love, the land of one, okay? But also the land of one, of the land of love is within self. I'm also hearing the reference milk and honey, okay? I'm also seeing picking cotton as well, right? So I am seeing that. I'm seeing that there is something that is being bestowed upon you, and it's almost as if there's like these energetic thought forms that are kind of keeping tabs on you because they can see the elevation. But there's something here about, because you're about to hit your sovereign frequency, they're not going to be able to stop it any longer in like the months to come. So they're trying to distract you and deter you now. Okay. So cleansing rituals are significant. You being in a space of something about water, having like a wash off, okay? There's something about this as well, or hydrating yourself, but doing intentional hydration, meaning that you set intentions with your water, what you want the water to do. So whether you want the water to amplify your energetic protection field that you have naturally, okay, or if you want it to clear out and protect all of the energetic bodies that you hold within your vessel and within your spirit, things of that nature, okay? But I am hearing that this is, you are needing to just, I'm hearing fight against it, but I don't want to use the word fight because I don't want it to seem like a battle, even though, you know, spiritual warfare does exist. But it's almost as if it's like you're standing your ground through your sovereignty because you know who you are, okay? And I think it's a thing of like, I'm also hearing egg cleanses as well, okay? It's almost as if it's like you have to be in a space of, even though people are sending, or energies are sending you like evil eye, it's like finding a way to alchemize it and transmute it into a space of making it work for you, okay? So like this negativity is causing you to doubt yourself, but what can you do to switch that around, okay? Turn it into power, okay? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Let me see if there's any cards that want to clarify what I'm saying. Yeah, Hanged Man in reverse. So with the Hanged Man in reverse, I kind of feel like it's like this reading is going to give you the epiphany that you need. This reading is going to give you the perspective that you need to see what's been going on with you, where there's just been so much doubt and there's been so much like interference with how you think about yourself and all of these things. I'm also hearing like body dysmorphia. I'm also hearing that someone's relapsed when it comes to anorexia as well and bulimia, okay? You was on a good even kill, but all of a sudden now you've had like these random thoughts. I'm also hearing suicidal thoughts too, okay? If that is the case, that's happening to you in terms of anorexia, bulimia, and suicidal thoughts, please seek like medical help, or reach out to someone who is of a professional nature that can help you with that. But I do feel like it's like you're coming out of this now, okay? All right. I feel like some of you may have gone through like an episode, okay? Those of you who would class yourself as having mental health, or your vessel experiences mental health, you could have recently had an episode and you haven't had one in a long time, okay? I'm kind of getting a feeling where it's like, it's funny because I'm getting that episode leaded to your clarity as to what was going on. Maybe this is a message to clarify that you did know that you was having a lot of interference from outside energies, okay? And this message is to clarify it. But I'm also hearing that the episode helped you to realize that you was actually being influenced by other things outside you other than your own mind and your own spirit team, okay? It's almost as if it's like, I'm hearing graceful, okay? There's like this graceful understanding that has been accumulated from recent events is also what I'm hearing. Okay, so you got the Ace of Cups, you got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I kind of feel like a lot. Okay, because that was the other message that I was picking up, so they're bringing me back to it. So also I'm noticing that there has been a lot of interferences, especially with my clients, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to connections. There's been a lot of interference with like relationships either going south, or all of a sudden things are at a halt, or things are at a standstill, or there's been a lot more interference where there's arguments or people coming to interfere, whether it's family, friends, certain social groups. There's a lot of that going on. It's because there is something here about the relationships that are blossoming now and that are coming into full solidified foundations that are strong and built on trust, truth, loyalty, and love. There's something here about interference trying to break this down, because those dynamics and those situations and those relationships are going to send out like a very powerful echo of love, unity, and ascension through the consciousness. And as it goes through and the consciousness wave receives it, it's going to start to transform a lot of people on a deeper level. Okay, it's literally helping to unite and unify the consciousness that we are all connected to. Okay, and the more love that comes together is the more that that consciousness wave bonds together. That consciousness that we're a part of becomes stronger, where we become more unified as a unit, okay, as a whole. And these interferences are stopping that, which is why the Ace of Cups is out in reverse. They don't want you to have a renewed and a very balanced, caring and authentic and trustworthy connections, not just with other people but with yourself and you as a spiritual being. Okay, it's almost as if they want to keep you in bondage, in a sense, where it's like you don't receive the emotional fulfillment that they know that you want, desire, and deserve. Okay, but there is something here about you moving forward. Okay, I'm also hearing the Joker. Okay, something about a clown here as well. All right, or your way of coping with this has just been laughing things off. I mean, I hear it. I can't knock you. Laughing things off, like they say, laughter is medicine. Okay, yeah, Ace of Swords. Okay, so there's clarity here, but this is also the truth that's being told. Okay, yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. So this is what you are moving towards. You are moving towards the Ten of Pentacles at this particular time. Okay, where you're having stable foundations in all areas of your life. It's like you are receiving the nuggets and the words of, I'm hearing words of wisdom, and the I just had energetic nuggets of knowledge. Okay, and you could be receiving this through downloads in some sense. No, hold on. Yeah, so there is something coming in. So you've got the star here with the Eight of Wands. I'm also healing that. Healing. I was gonna say before this, I'm hearing that you are going through a space of healing, and the healing has led to certain opportunities and things coming your way, such as renewed vitality, more of a vigor for life. I'm also getting that some of you were crippled by fear when it came to certain aspects of your life. Like maybe there were things that you wanted to do, but you was crippled by fear of embarrassment, fear of getting things wrong, fear of being seen as silly, being seen as dumb. It's like some of you are overcoming the fear of vulnerability and what that means and what that looks like and what that will be, how that will be portrayed to the people on the outside of you. So you are going through this space of healing, okay, with the star card here. It's almost as if I'm seeing that you are pouring into your spirit, and I feel like this is a time to really pour into yourself. So this is a time for you to be more gentler with yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself, okay? Don't be so I'm hearing grilling, okay? I'm seeing like a hot grill. So don't be so like strict on yourself is something that I'm hearing, okay? Because you have things that are coming in with the 8 of Wands here. It's like your higher self sees the aim, and it's aiming all of these opportunities at you, okay? It's almost like a signal's been sent out to certain members of your spirit team and your ancestral lineage, like this particular family member, this particular soul star member needs help, okay? It's like a SOS, okay? There's something that's being sent out, so you are going to be receiving that help. But for right now, you just need to focus on being gentle with yourself to counteract the interference by doing things outside of that and observing it and not making it become your reality, because that's what interference does. It eventually becomes your reality because you think something's wrong with you, and that's how these low vibrational thought forms try to take control of your mind by making you think that you are less than when you are the most powerful thing that has ever existed. So I bless that resonates. I'm sending you loads of love, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.